Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's everyone today? Welcome, everybody to the stream. How you doing? I hope everyone had a great weekend. Today is Monday, May 25th, 2020. I am Darkside Phil, and I welcome you to my first of two gameplay streams for today. Now, in the United States of America, today is Memorial Day. All right. Let's talk a little bit about this as we begin with today's stream. First of all, Memorial Day in the United States is a day when we all take some time away from everything that we're doing to recognize the contributions of those who have served in the armed forces of the United States of America. And it's also a day when, in particular, we honor those who have given their lives in the line of military service. You know, those who serve in the armed forces give everything, their lives, their health, their sacrifice, their time, massive commitment in order to protect everything that we have here in the United States of America, our rights, our freedoms. I would not be able to do the things that I do if it weren't for the armed forces protecting our way of life, okay? So on Memorial Day, we take some time away from everything we're doing to honor these people, to say thank you. If you know anyone who has been in the armed forces or, you know, military service of any kind, reach out and say thanks today. And of course, obviously, anyone who has passed away in the line of duty, thank you for your service. And, you know, today we're thinking of you, okay? There you go. That's what Memorial Day is really supposed to be about. But of course, just like everything in the United States, it's been completely commercialized into a holiday. It is a national holiday here in the United States. They consider it a bank holiday. But they turned it into a holiday that's all about money, money, money. So the cookouts and the family get-togethers and spending money and grilling out and doing everything, and you know what I mean. That is just the way of life when you live in the USA. It's capitalism, right? However, this year is completely different because of the pandemic. You know what I mean? It's very, you know, typically on Memorial Day, people would be going to family get-togethers or going out with friends, drinking, partying, you know, cooking out, doing outdoor activities together. And it's kind of not going to happen this year because of social distancing and because of the pandemic. And many places are still in a lockdown mentality. Now, the truth of the matter is a lot of places in the U.S. have loosened their lockdowns, and who knows what's going to happen. I hate to say it, but, you know, months of work, you know, maybe undone today because it's a holiday and people have been so pent up, kept up inside that sadly a lot of these people might now feel like it's time to just let loose. And that could be very dangerous. I'm not here to sit here and tell you like a scientist, oh, yeah, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. I'm just saying, I would hope that anyone who is going to do anything today in regards to celebrating Memorial Day would do so responsibly, would do so safely, and would please don't be stupid and undo 2 months of work that we've had here trying to quell the spread of COVID-19, all right? Whatever that may mean for you, I'm just saying, don't do anything stupid, okay? Now, today is a normal day for me when it comes to, you know, my streaming schedule and everything. Nothing really different here. Nothing out of the ordinary. We're going to have a full day of gameplay streaming here, including, you know, two full normal streams. But today is also a pretty momentous occasion in regards to me and my content and a little bit of a streak that we've had recently, a positivity streak. We'll talk about that in a moment. But first, what are we doing today? Well, I'll tell you what we're doing today. We are playing Minecraft, which is excellent. I'm actually very happy that we've been doing major Minecraft streams recently. Last week we did it. It was a pretty big success, meaning not only did I have great progress on the stream, but it was very relaxing. We had a lot of opportunity to interact and have fun on the stream, as opposed to it being like a major gameplay stream where I have to make major progress in a game that I'm doing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, that being said, guys, it should be a fun stream. Papa Vera is going to try to join us again. Mr. Papa Vera will try to, you know, do some co-op here, and I believe he said he's going to try to help with the builds today, we are trying to continue on with this villager grinder. Excuse me, villager grinder. I guess it's more like a villager spawner, like you're able to make more villagers. Okay, I think that's what we're going to be working on today. If you remember last week, we did some digging and some major resource management, where we gathered a bunch of resources. We were chopping down trees and the like to try to make enough fences and the like to do what we're going to do today. I think we're almost there. If I remember, at the very end of the stream, we were getting very close to having all the resources needed. So maybe just a tiny bit more of that, and then we'll be able to start building this villager spawner. Okay? So that's good. That's a good thing. We'll see how it goes today. I don't know if that's all we're working on today or not. I know that Papa Vera had sent me the instructions. I don't know if we're going to do any additional work on the Greco-Roman structure or whatever, but it should be fun to try to work on this. And of course, guys, as always, tons of interaction. This is definitely one of the streams where it's all about just hanging out and having fun and interacting, having fun conversations about all kinds of stuff going on. That's really the point of the Minecraft streams to begin with. I mean, yes, I'd like to have progress, but at the same time, it's more about interacting, and hanging out with you guys. You know, one of the major streams where I get to talk about topics and different things with you. And I'm excited for that. I hope you guys are excited for that too. Okay? Should be a good time. So this is fun. It's going to be a major stream, meaning this is going all day until 4 p.m. Pacific time. Almost double the amount of gameplay that normally I would have on a Minecraft stream. Okay? Later tonight, there will be a late stream. It is actually my final consecutive streaming day of the week, meaning 6 straight days of streaming. And it's going to be Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Funny that I'm playing a military shooter style game on a day that's Memorial Day. Now, the last time I played Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, it was shocking because I played it on hardened difficulty, thinking, oh, I played this game 10 years ago, and I remember having a little bit of difficulty on one particular stage, but outside of that, like, I pretty much coasted through it, and I was able to beat it in a single sitting, a single session. Like, it was like 4 to 5 hours, and I beat it on launch night. I beat the campaign, and I uploaded it to DSPGaming 10 years ago, okay? So I was like, oh, I should be able to do that again, no problem, right? So, I'll do it on hardened difficulty to challenge myself. So here I am in, like, the 3rd stage, I think it was, of the game. The game has, like, 5 guys on top of rooftops, right, sniping me, and they infinitely respawn, and I'm, like, hunkered down in a building. I can't move. I'm like, what the hell happened here? Like, this is complete night and day from my experience playing this game 10 years ago. I almost never have any difficulty playing Call of Duty campaigns, but I've also never played one on a hardened difficulty, okay? So if anything, I guess what happened is the hardened is very much more challenging in Call of Duty campaigns than I would have thought. I thought maybe a little bit extra difficulty. I didn't think, infinite spawning enemies and sniping perches on the 3rd stage of the game. Now, tonight we're going to continue with this, all right? We're in the middle of the stage. This is the stage that I had difficulty with the first time around when I played it. You're in the middle of suburbia, meaning a suburb outside of a major city in the United States. You're invaded by the Russians. The Russians have landed and they're attacking the United States, and you have to defend the homeland from these invading Russians. You're going from business to business, like a fast food restaurant to a gas station, fighting the Russians and trying to take over certain areas. I remember after this, you end up actually in the homes, like residential homes, fighting them and stuff. And this stage, not only is it lengthy, but it's pretty challenging, I remember. So, I guess we're going to see tonight how far can I get, because, like I said, I remember it being 4 to 5 hours long, but that was playing on normal difficulty. I don't know how long it's going to take me to beat the campaign of this game on hardened. I might end up dying a million times and running into issues. We may have to play it again later in the week in order to complete the campaign of the game, okay? So we shall see what happens later tonight, okay? Now, today's also a special day, because today, ladies and gentlemen, if we do it and if we hit it, today will be the momentous day when we hit the 100 vest streak. That is correct. So for those who don't know what I'm talking about, for the past 2 months, a phenomenon happened on my streams. A movement of positivity, a movement of support that honestly, let's be honest here, I don't know if it's ever really happened like this before. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 2 months, every single stream that I've done, we have hit a tips goal. And because of that, as a way of saying thanks, I've put on a vest. How did this practice happen? It was your idea. Because I always had a tips goal on my streams. And every once in a while, we would hit it. It wasn't all the time, but I would say every once in a while, we would hit the tips goal. And in celebration, you guys would ask me to do something. And back in the past, it was like, oh, do a dab or something like that. But then back in late February, we were in the midst of a special marathon event. All right. And during this marathon event, people were watching. We were watching a vlog together. It was a vlog from like over 10 years ago. And I was wearing this vest in the vlog, and people were like, what's that vest? You don't wear that. Like, where is that vest? You have it? We've never even seen it. And I had it. I pulled it out of my closet on the fly on that stream. I was like, here it is. I didn't even, know it still existed, but here it is. Apparently, I never wear it. And since then, everyone's like, whenever you hit the tips goal, wear the vest, okay? And it became a meme. It became an ongoing meme. People wanted a vest emote on the chat, so we added that. People wanted, us to talk about the vest and implement the vest into content and things like that. You know what I mean? And it's been both a talking point and a rallying point for people who are positively viewing the streams and people who are negatively viewing the streams, because a lot of people are so happy now that for the past 1 to 2 months, people have been so supportive on my streams that we're hitting a tips goal every day and we're having fun positivity with this vest gimmick, right? Because it's a gimmick, but it's a silly thing, but you guys like it, so I keep doing it, right? I'm okay doing something silly if you guys like it and if it brings positivity to the streams. Why wouldn't I, right? But on the flip side of this, of course, the people who don't like me are furious, absolutely furious that people are being supportive on the streams, that this has continued as far as it's gone. They are losing their shit. All right, they are. They are absolutely furious that this would happen. Why would people support Phil in his streams? We don't understand. Well, obviously there's something to it or people wouldn't do it, right? So, pretty crazy couple of months that we've had here. All right. Today, we are at 98 straight streams where we hit the tips goal and I put on the vest. That's insanity. It's crazy. It's super positive, and I say thank you guys so much for getting us here. All right. Today, I'm doing 2 streams, and that means the potential to hit 100. All right. If we hit the 100 vest streak later tonight, that means that on Wednesday, we're going to be doing a very special 100 vest celebration, guys. What's it going to be? Well, it's going to be during the time frame of my first gameplay stream, like right now. And we're going to do a lot of stuff on this stream. It's going to be a pretty fun event, in my opinion. So first of all, just to clarify, it's not going to be a major gameplay stream in any way, shape, or form. It's going to be a laid-back, relaxed celebration of positivity stream, okay? The whole point of the stream is to say thank you so much for 2 months of overwhelming support. Thank you for the positivity around the streams lately, because there's been so much positivity around the streams lately. It's been great, Everyone's been way more positive and excited around the streams. The trolling, does it happen? Yes, but honestly, there's way more positivity than trolling overall. It's just been great. These past couple of months have been a really positive and great experience, okay? Exactly, good vibes all around the streams, which is exactly what I'm striving for, okay? So what are we going to do on this stream? Well, we're going to have some Q&A. I'm going to talk with you guys. We'll hang out. We'll have some fun. Have, just open discussion of whatever you guys want to talk about for a bit, okay? We're going to reminisce a little bit about the past, talk about my 12 years as a content creator on the internet, the ups, the downs, and the future, okay? There's going to be several different interesting segments in this stream. First of all, it's the return of DSP Tries It. I've not done a DSP Tries It since Halloween 2018. That was the last one I ever did, and it was some really weird Whopper sandwich from Burger King, okay? During this live stream, I'm going to have food delivered, and it's going to be from Papa John's. We're going to try out the Papadilla sandwich. It's apparently some kind of a folded sandwich that sounds to me like it's made from pizza dough, and you might say, well, isn't that a calzone? I mean, I guess it is, except I guess this doesn't really look like a calzone. I don't know. I don't know what the Papadilla is. I never had one. So that's going to be something we're going to do live on the stream. It's going to be a live episode of DSP Tries It during the stream. Okay? Pretty awesome. We're going to see how that goes. In addition to that, Jasper will more than likely make an appearance at some point during the stream. I'll have him come into the office and hang out for a bit with us, play around a little bit. He was actually in the office this morning being very silly. He was running around. First of all, he's licking my feet, which I think is weird, but apparently he likes it. He was just acting up and being so hyper this morning. He wanted to go into the closet. He was jumping on the couch. He was on my lap, being very silly. So it's obvious, he misses being in the office a bit. Maybe we'll have him in here for a little segment. Play around with him. Maybe I'll bring a toy or something of his in here so you guys can see him. One thing I'd like to do during this stream, as a special kind of part of the stream, I'd like to sit down with the music that we listen to on pre-stream every day. Because that music is about 10 years old at this point, many of those songs. And a lot of those music ties into really old playthroughs that I've done. And most of that music have music videos that you guys probably have never seen that are on YouTube. And what I would like to do is sit down and play those music videos for you guys and just kind of do commentary over them. Just like we kind of do when I do a special retrospective event. Because some of these music videos are outstanding. They're like really well done, really well edited. Even though they're 10 years old and the video footage is absolutely terrible, because that was a lot of the times before I even did direct capture. Some of the videos are quite good, all right? And I can actually give you some behind-the-scenes kind of commentary on, I remember playing this game, this is what was going on at the time, this is the plot line in the game that the music video is talking about and stuff like that. It's going to be a neat session, I feel. It'll be pretty fun, all right? Now, in addition to that, another idea popped up yesterday when we were playing Animal Crossing last night. The idea is that possibly I can visit a few viewers' islands in Animal Crossing if people would like to do that, where I could just turn on Animal Crossing for like maybe half an hour, and just jump into people's islands in Animal Crossing and see what's going on the islands, all right? Now, by the way, I'm mentioning all these things. This is all subject to change, and this is all dependent on, number one, that we actually hit the Vestries today. I don't want anyone to get their hopes up, and then all of a sudden tonight or whatever, we don't hit a Vestry and it doesn't happen. We have to hit the 100 Vestry in order for this event to happen on Wednesday, okay, guys? Just throwing that out there. It has to happen. But in addition to that, it's all about time. I don't know how much time anything's going to take. We may have an open Q&A session that takes an hour and a half, 2 hours, because people are really having fun with it. We may take a while with the music. We may take a while with Animal Crossing. See what I mean? And then there's not time for the other stuff. The whole thing is, it's a major celebration stream. It's going to be a relaxed vibe, a chill atmosphere, a lot of positivity around it. And that's the point of the event, not to be pressured that I have to do these segments. And so I'm just throwing that out there. If anyone's like, oh man, Phil promised this, he didn't do it. I'm not promising anything. We don't know what's going to happen. All right. I will promise you this. I definitely want to do the DSP Tries It. So I hope it works. That's more dependent on just being able to get the food delivered, I guess. But I definitely want to do the DSP Tries It. That's like the one thing I'm hoping definitely 100% we can do. Outside of that, everything else is kind of up in the air. All right. So I hope you guys understand that. Let's see what happens today. And hopefully everything comes together on Wednesday and we have a really great stream. Okay. Now, Wednesday night, the late stream, I'm not sure what it's going to be. And the reason I say that is I don't know what's going to happen today with Modern Warfare Remastered. If we finish it tonight, which is probably not going to happen unless I really do well and turbo through it, we're probably going to need at least one more session of Modern Warfare 2 Remastered to finish it, see? So let's see what happens tonight. If I don't finish the game tonight, then I'll probably try to finish it Wednesday night. If I finish it tonight, then Wednesday night's wide open. We can pretty much do whatever we want. And I'll have to think about what is it that I want to do. Do I want to do a one-off stream of something special or whatever? We'll think about it. Okay? Thursday, it's the premiere of Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. This is the major expansion for Mortal Kombat 11. No one saw it coming because Mortal Kombat has never done a major story expansion, ever. And so now this is happening, and it's pretty cool because not only will we have tons of new story elements as an epilogue to the story of Mortal Kombat 11's plot, but also new characters, new challenges, all kinds of fun stuff. So we're going to start with that on Thursday and see where it takes us. It really depends on how much content is in this new story. We don't know. It could be quick or it could be lengthy. There's supposed to be, I believe, 3 new characters, including the guest character RoboCop, voiced by Peter Weller, the actor who played RoboCop in the movies. So we'll see how that goes starting on Thursday. Thursday night will be the next Animal Crossing stream. It should be pretty fun. Okay. Friday, the premiere of Fire Emblem 3 Houses. For those of you who've been waiting for this playthrough, yes, it is finally beginning this coming Friday. I really don't know much about the franchise, so I don't know, how popular it's going to be. For the people who've been screaming for this game for so long, you would think this would be a popular playthrough. But at the same time, I've noticed there's always kind of a vocal minority, you know what I mean? So it may be that just a small group of people have been clamoring for this playthrough for a long time, and it won't be. I don't know how popular it's going to be. We're going to find out this Friday. All right? We're going to find out together. All right? So, pretty exciting. And then, of course, Saturday, Sunday will be more of Mortal Kombat and Fire Emblem. Friday night will be Throwback Street Fighter. Saturday night will be Morrowind. And Sunday will be more Animal Crossing. Then on Monday, it'll be another major Minecraft stream. And Monday night is completely up in the air. It could be anything. I don't know what I'm going to do that Monday night as the last stream before my next day off or whatever. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, guys, I just realized this. Next week, the schedule may be slightly different. I think my wife's work schedule is slightly different. I think maybe next week, not tomorrow, but next week, Tuesday may not be my day off. It might end up being like Wednesday. I'm not 100%. I got to sit down with my wife and figure this out actually tonight, because we have to go grocery shopping tomorrow for the week. So I'll figure this out and I'll get the schedule together for you. But this is the rough schedule of the week. 2 new releases in Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath and Fire Emblem. Our usual chill late night streams. And if we hit the goal today of the 100 vest streak, then a special 100 vest celebration streak event on Wednesday. Okay? Mortal Kombat 11 is Thursday, Timbo Slice. Just ask what day. Thursday. Okay? All right, a couple other things before we get to some other discussion that has nothing to do with me, basically. Some people have asked, in regards to this vest streak, they said, well, what if it continues? What if it keeps going? Will you keep doing celebratory events for the vest streak? And the answer that I will say there is, I would like to, but obviously if we do a celebratory event every other week, it's not going to be special. You know what I mean? Like, this is really cool. We've never done a special celebratory event as a way of saying thanks for a special achievement like this. Like, we never, have we done Patreon goals? Yes. Have we done, stream subscriber goals? Sure. But never have we done something this crazy out of the ordinary this coming Wednesday. So, if the vest streak were to even continue past 100, I would absolutely love to keep doing special events. The question is, what would they be? What would you guys like to see? How often? Because some people have said, well, every 25, streak. And I'm like, well, if we hit 125, that would only be within like 2 weeks of this event, which I guess would be okay. But what would we do in just 2 weeks? You see what I mean? Like, that's not a lot of time to plan or whatever. If we do every 50, I guess maybe that'd make a little bit more sense. But that's a long time. That's like about a month. The other thing is, I think it's kind of silly to try to plan out these events when we have no idea how long this vest streak's going to last. I've been telling you guys, I am shocked. I am completely and utterly shocked in a positive way, but I am shocked that it went this far. 2 months. 2 months where this thing has continued is just, it's nuts. I never suspected I would get this much support ever. Ongoing as well is the thing. It's an ongoing amount of support. It's wild. And so for me, it's like, I would love to say, let's go ahead and let every 50, let's do a special celebration event stream that celebrates, and we do maybe some special stuff. Maybe we'll bring back DSP Tries It every 50 or whatever. Okay, but the thing is, that's kind of being presumptuous, isn't it? As saying, oh yeah, I just assume we're going to hit 50, right? And the thing is, I'll be honest, it hasn't been easy. There's been a few streams the past couple of weeks where we had like almost nothing, and then of course someone generous would show up and say, well, I want the vest streak to continue, and they would come and contribute, and boom, we would hit it. So I don't think, honestly, being very honest with you guys, I could be completely wrong here. Okay, but I really don't think it's going to continue indefinitely. I think what's going to happen is we're going to hit the 100 vest streak, and then sooner rather than later, it's going to end. I'm just saying. Now, I could be completely wrong. I never suspected that we would hit 100. This is out of control, in my opinion. It's nuts. Of course, it's in a good way, but it's still crazy to me. But I don't think we're gonna keep going. You know, like that's wild. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be cynical. But realistically, right? How long could this go? You know, it's just insane. I don't know. Again, I don't want to say I don't think it could keep going, but at the same time, I don't think it will. It's not that I don't think it's possible. I just don't think it will. I think that after 100, we'll do this big celebration. People will be like, that was great for Phil, and that'll be the end of it. All right? And you know what? Again, I've told you guys this. I'm so grateful that it's continued as long as it has. I'm so grateful that it's been so much overwhelming positivity over the past couple of months. The streams have been great. If you guys have attended the streams recently, you would see the streams are very positive and fun. I mean, yeah, you get trolls in here trying to derail stuff because they're so pissed and jealous that this is happening. But at the same time, in general, people have given me very positive feedback over the last 2 months saying the streams are great, you know, better than they used to be, and we love this, and we want them to keep going this way. And I agree with you. You know, I love this. I want to keep the positivity going. And it's just crazy. It's like I said, my life has been ups and downs, waves, right? Think of a sound wave, how it goes up and down and up and down. The last 12 years of my life have been like that. You know, there's a high, there's a low. There's a high, there's a low. And it seems like right now, I'm in the midst of something, you know, a high, which is good. I needed this. I really did. I needed a level of ongoing positivity because things have been going so poorly for a while that I really needed something like this, and it's definitely been great, okay? So, thank you for that, okay? I appreciate that very much. And thank you for everything recently. All the positivity and fun that we've had on the streams has been amazing. And if we hit the 100 vest streak today, great. Obviously, I can't wait for a special celebration on Wednesday. And, you know, I'm super grateful. If the streak could possibly continue, I would be shocked. But if it does, that would be amazing. We'll see what happens on Wednesday. Okay, guys? Fair enough? All right. Alrighty then. All right. Outside of that, what else is going on in the world? A couple things. So, I was actually contacted behind the scenes by someone overnight who asked me an interesting question, and I think I want to talk briefly about it. So there was this game that came out years ago. It was a Wii U exclusive. So right there, already there's points against it, right? Because the Wii U wasn't exactly the best console ever, and a lot of games, I feel, were basically underperformed because they were only on the Wii U, okay? The name of the game was Wonderful 101. And I guess a lot of people kind of never played it because it was a Wii U exclusive. I was one of them. I kind of basically said I wasn't interested in it. It looked kind of a silly game, these chibi-looking superhero characters, and I didn't really want to play a Wii U exclusive at the time when it was coming out, so I never played it and didn't give it a fair shake. I basically skipped it. Well, here we are many, many years later, and Wonderful 101 has been ported, I guess, everywhere. I guess it's on PC, it's on PlayStation 4, it's on the Switch. I didn't know that. I thought it was just on the Switch. And I think the other day someone asked me about it and said, oh, will you be playing it? And I was like, well, no, I've heard that it runs like shit. So why would I play it? If it's just a bad port that runs like shit, why would I play it? Again, it's like another reason not to play it. Well, I was corrected by a viewer overnight who basically said, no, see, you're completely misinformed on this. They ported it everywhere, and the Switch is the bad version, but you can play it on PS4 if you want, and it runs perfectly fine on there, okay? But the truth of the matter is I don't really know if this is something that you guys would like. I don't know if it's something that I would like. It's a game that I completely skipped over years ago because I didn't really understand what it was. Number one, it didn't look appealing to me, and number two, it was a Wii U exclusive, right? So it's a possibility of something I could check out during the month of June. As you guys know, the month of June is looking interesting for gaming, but the whole first half of the month is kind of slow. You know, like I told you guys, we're going to be doing this Mortal Kombat DLC and Fire Emblem Three Houses. Outside of that, I don't really have much to do as major gameplay streams for the first 2 weeks, because it's not until the middle of the month that Last of Us 2 comes out, and then late in the month we got the SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom remake, and we've also got the major DLC for Pokemon Sword. But outside of that, June is kind of slow. Now that might change, because normally we have E3 during June, and usually during around E3 time a lot of games release out of nowhere, but there's no E3 this year. You know, there may be several independent digital events that happen, but with no E3 happening, I don't know what's going to happen during the month of June. So there may be potentially time to do some projects. Maybe I could try out this game Man-Eater that some people have been talking about, although it's funny. Man-Eater's only been out for like 3 days, and no one's talking about it anymore. Like, I don't see anything on social media. No one's talking about it on my streams anymore. So again, it's kind of like I said last week. I was like, gee, Man-Eater seems like one of those games I never heard of. And then all of a sudden you hear a ton in the media blitz, kind of like people got paid to talk about it. And the next thing you know, the game vanishes, right? And it's kind of like, no one's really talking about Man-Eater anymore. I don't know if that's something people want to see me play now that it's kind of dead in the water, right? Dead in the water, because it's a shark eating people joke. Har, har, har. What a cheesy pun, right? Anyway, but other stuff I could do, you know, there's been stuff that recently has come out that I haven't played, that people have been asking, will you try this? Will you try that? And I thought maybe if we have time. So there's a lot of different possibilities of things I could do as kind of filler content here on the streams between new releases coming up in the next couple of weeks. It's really up to you guys. So what I would say is this. All right. Think about what you maybe want to see in the next couple of weeks. Right. This week right now we're packed. This week we've got, stuff all lined up and we're good to go. But maybe Wonderful 101 is something you guys want to consider. Maybe Man-Eater, maybe something else that's come out recently that I skip. There's a lot of possibilities here. Think about them and think what you want to see. And then after this week, we'll kind of sit down. We'll talk about this over the week, of course, together on streams. And we'll try to figure out what's the next major thing that we want to do. Okay? Good stuff. All right. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really want to talk about right now. I guess, all right. There's 2 other things I should bring up. And yeah, they're kind of negative drama things, but I should bring them up. Number 1, I was telling you guys about the fact that I was contacted behind the scenes by the same guy who had hit me with all these false takedown requests a couple weeks ago on Twitter. And he basically said, oh, I'm gonna false DMCA more people. And I was like, well, I can't stop this guy from doing it. I told him to stop. I told him to stop impersonating me and stop doing these false takedowns. I've publicly spoken about this multiple times. And not last night, 2 nights ago, I posted up a tweet publicly stating that I am not issuing any DMCA claims, and any claims going against anyone in my name are completely false. And I did this publicly in the hopes that this guy would be shut down, or people who get these false claims against them can just reference my tweet and get them cleared up sooner rather than later. All right. Sadly, in the last day, people are contacting me saying, well, there's more false takedowns. And I'm like, I hate this. I wish there was something I could do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. All right. Legally, I've basically done what I can to state this is not me. And I hope that you guys, anyone who's being negatively affected by these false takedowns, by all means, please reference the stuff I said publicly on Twitter as a means to hopefully get it cleared up. I really, really hate that YouTube and Twitter and all of these places basically strike content down with no evidence that the person who's actually requesting it, are really the person doing it. It's not me. They're obviously saying my name, probably my address and personal info as the claimee when it's not really me. But why do they keep accepting it as fact and taking down content without checking? I just don't understand it. Why would you have an automated system like that? It doesn't make sense to me. All right. So all that being said, I'm sorry this is happening. I don't want it to keep happening. All right. I want it to end, but I can't do anything about it. I've publicly stated it's not me. I put out things that you guys can use to hopefully get it cleared up, and I hope it does get cleared up. I wish there was a way to stop a malicious party like this who's out of their mind. There's no reasoning behind why this guy's doing it. He's an idiot. He's an asshole. He's an idiot. I told him to stop. He doesn't fucking listen. What else can we do? It's really the The real, not liability, but the only power here that anyone has is the power of YouTube and Twitter and these places that are falsely taking down the content without reviewing it. They have to step up and acknowledge that their takedown practices are incredibly erroneous. They are not sufficient for 2020. Again, I said this yesterday. They actually operate on the honor system. Oh, we trust that if you're submitting this claim that it's true. And by the way, under perjury of law, you know, if you're lying, you could go to jail. Yeah, right. So an anonymous person on the internet, there's no way you can prove that it was them that submitted that false info, right? You're going to somehow sue them? Of course you're not. So if you have no way to clap back at those who are breaking the law, why have the system in place to allow people to break the law? You see what I mean? And I talked about this, you know, before. I said, what if someone walked into a bank and on the honor system said, I'm Jeff Bezos, give me millions of dollars, please. And then they said, okay, Mr. Bezos, you don't have to prove who you are. We'll just open Jeff Bezos' bank account and give you all his money. Obviously, that doesn't happen, right? But why does this happen with Twitter and YouTube and these places that have these DMCA takedown systems? It doesn't make any sense at all, right? So I think they need to improve, and obviously this should become an issue of contention, an issue of discussion, and this thing needs to change, all right? So I'm sorry this is happening to anyone. I don't care if the people it's happening to are my detractors or not. I don't give a shit. False takedowns are false and wrong and unjust and immoral and shouldn't happen, period. And I'm sorry it's happening, and I hope that it gets fixed, okay? The only other thing is the YouTube drama continues among these drama content creators. I guess what's happened over the past week is, so H3H3 made a video about Keemstar, and then Keemstar made a video about H3H3, and then H3H3 made another video, and then Keemstar made another video. And amongst this happening, they lost all their sponsors. Like, apparently they've literally lost all of their sponsors, right? Which is bad. It's bad because we don't want YouTubers who rely on sponsorships to lose their sponsorships. And by the way, I'm not specifically saying in regards to H3H3 or Keemstar or whatever, you know, I'm just saying in general, we don't want sponsors to now think that YouTubers are this overly dramatic group of assholes who are just trying to be negative and take people down. And we don't want sponsors to now be afraid to sponsor good content creators. The problem is these sponsors have been so stupid, they didn't sponsor good content creators. Look who they sponsored. Drama creators. And now we have the situation that we have right now where YouTube is completely overwhelmed with negative drama type content creators because this is what's popular on YouTube. This is what's promoted and this is what gets sponsorships. So why wouldn't that exist? And I'm sorry to say, these sponsors, right, who dropped Keem and H3H3 are kind of hypocritical because they knew what kind of content they were putting out. They just didn't care because they knew money was coming their way as a result of it. You know what I mean? You see, like, to me, I look at this situation, I'm like, how could you act like you're innocent? It's not like you never knew of any of the videos these guys... I'm going to throw thousands upon thousands of dollars at this guy, and I don't know what he does. Well, if that's the case, that's your fault. That was you being irresponsible to begin with, right? But let's be honest here. I don't think these companies are that dumb. They knew what they were doing. They knew that this kind of drama content that could concretely hurt people's lives was actually popular on YouTube, and they threw their hat into the ring to make money and didn't care about the consequences. All right? Now, the truth of the matter is there are ridiculous amounts of talented people on YouTube who do things that are worthy of sponsorship that don't get them because all of the attention, all of the focus has been on drama content creators. And these are the guys who are the top dogs on YouTube. And it's stupid as shit, in my opinion. So maybe now is the time for these sponsors to step up and say, okay, don't blanketly affect all negative YouTuber or all YouTubers negatively. Don't do that. Don't say everyone on YouTube is bad because that's not the truth. Because this is what happens with these situations over the years. Oh, PewDiePie said the N-word on a stream, and now all the advertisers are pulling their ads from YouTube because they feel that all gaming YouTubers are negative racists. It's like, what? And then the YouTube adpocalypse happens. And it's like, this isn't fair. What did the common YouTuber do to deserve an adpocalypse that now no one can make a living on YouTube on ad revenue anymore because of the actions of a small few? You know what I mean? And by the way, I've said this many times that I don't feel at all that PewDiePie is responsible for the adpocalypse at all. That's a scapegoat. That's a way to point fingers and be a scapegoat. What really happened was advertisers realized their ads were not effective on YouTube, okay? And they used that as their scapegoat for pulling out. You know what I mean? But this is my point. Just with the adpocalypse, everyone was negatively affected. That was the major reason why I had to become a full-time streamer. I couldn't be a full-time YouTuber anymore, right? After how many years of doing it? It was 2011 through 2016. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 6 plus years of my life that I was a full-time YouTuber. And then all of a sudden it's stolen from me because of shitty circumstances that aren't my own. You know, it'd be one thing if people saw my content and said, well, we don't want to put ads on your content anymore. That wasn't even the case, you know. And how many other thousands of people were affected like this? So now all these YouTubers turned to sponsorships. We need to have product sponsorships and things in order to keep alive. And now it looks like that might be going away. Is this the case now where just like with the adpocalypse, with all the advertisers leaving YouTube, that now we might have all the sponsorships leaving YouTube because they're like, we don't want to be a part of this toxic community of drama creators who hurt people to get by. This looks like what it's all it is now. Look, it's been exposed. These guys, Keem and H3, have revealed this toxic behind-the-scenes community of crap that happens, and we don't want to be a part of that. And does that mean now all sponsorships get pulled, right? You see what I mean? So that's concerning. It is. It's very concerning. Now, apparently, the big development now is that Keemstar last night in his final video about this subject apparently says, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done with this because YouTube contacted me behind the scenes and told me to stop. They actually outright have come and talked to me and said, stop making these drama videos like this about another YouTuber because all it's doing is creating worse and worse stuff for everybody. All right? That's interesting to me. You want to know why it's interesting to me? Because that never happens. YouTube never steps out of their neutral zone, all right, to do stuff like that. Like YouTube has always been, well, everything's automated, everything, you know, whatever happens, happens, you know, and to hear that apparently YouTube stepped out of their comfort zone to tell Keemstar, stop making drama videos about H3 because it's hurting everyone. That's shocking to me, all right? Because the truth of the matter is, if anyone is actually guilty of wrongdoing in any of these situations, it's YouTube, all right? YouTube has the platform that allowed this content to not only be uploaded, but to be promoted and to be pushed to the forefront of the featured videos. And they actually had, you know, things that pushed these content creators into the limelight as top content creators on YouTube. All right? That's YouTube's fault. You know what I mean? And now, after all this happened, years and years, you're talking 5+ years, where YouTube is degraded into this drama fest. Okay? Now YouTube wants to come out and say, oh, you know, you guys got to stop it, man. It's like, wait, what? You're a little late to the party. Like, did you not notice when your entire fucking business changed because you highlighted only disgusting, negative, toxic videos for 5 straight fucking years? This is what your algorithms did. And now you're not going to take responsibility. You're actually going to have the audacity to ask those people who were pushed to the top because of you to stop putting out that content? What? Really? The equivalent here would be this, all right? Twitch contacts me behind the scenes and says, you know, Phil, we just don't want you, we don't think you should be playing video games anymore. What? Yeah, Phil, you know, we know that you make your living playing video games. You know, we know that you've been on our platform for many years, you know, being a full-time streamer of video games. We just don't think you should play video games anymore, man. Just stop that right now. They're like, what are you talking about? Right? So I don't know, man. Like, to me, this is ludicrous, ludicrous. And again, I think I made a good decision when the YouTube adpocalypse hit in early 2017. I sat down with you guys here on streams, and I said, "What are we gonna do?" I actually had a stream where it was just us talking about the future. I was like, "I don't know what to do. What do we do?" And you guys said, "Become a full-time streamer." You said, "Disassociate yourself from YouTube. It's falling apart at the seams. Look at the content that's on YouTube that's popular now. Leave there and become a full-time streamer." and I was like, that was a big jump for me. You know, that was a giant change and a big jump because I became interactive with you guys, talking with you constantly. It was very different than what the content I had always done for many years for a living, and it was a risk, you know, and it was a big deal. But it was probably one of the best pieces of advice I ever got, because here we are years later, right? And it looks like everything, even those who thought that adpocalypse, we survived that, right? You know, like now the sponsors are being affected, and it's like, damn, thank God that I moved on from that kind of a business model. Now it is about me putting out fun and positive content for you guys on a daily basis, you guys enjoying it, and out of your own free will supporting that content with crowdfunding. It's not about relying on advertisers and ad revenue and views. It's not about sponsors throwing money my way for shilling a product. Instead, it's about me, being real, being interactive and fun with you guys on a stream, and you guys liking it and supporting that content. In my opinion, and you could disagree with this if you want. In my opinion, that kind of content, that genuine content, fan-funded content, is worth 10 times as much as a corporate shill video or a video where it's only sponsored by the ad revenue of a company outside of, you know, what judges the value of a video, right? If anything, if advertisers are pulled out of YouTube and now sponsors are pulling out of YouTube, what that tells me is they never felt there were value to any of those videos at all. They were just trying to make a quick buck because it was popular. You see what I mean? Versus, obviously, if you guys, the common person watching my content, support my content, that means that you personally feel there's value in what I'm doing on a daily basis and you want to see it continue, and that's why you crowdfund it. You see the difference here? It's not, oh, we're just jumping on a bandwagon. It's, oh, I actually like what Phil does and I want to see him keep succeeding, so here you go. There's value in what he does. That's a lot different, you know? That's a lot different. The Nightmare Tank says, what'll you do if advertisers and sponsors start pulling out of Twitch too? Nothing, because I don't have any. I have 0 sponsors right now, and I run ads once a day, and I make like $2 doing it. I'm not even exaggerating. I make about $2 a day on ad revenue. That's how little it. That doesn't support me at all. If every advertiser and every sponsor stopped doing stuff on Twitch, it would not affect me in any way, shape, or form. I am supported by you guys, the viewers. And I love it. I love that. That is so much cooler and so much more meaningful than getting some kind of a corporate sponsor, you know? So I'm happy about that I'm still able to be here and be successful because I put out content that you guys find meaningful, you know? I'm not reliant on some ginormously backed corporation to throw money my way or anything like that. You know, I'm just not. I don't get those opportunities because I have so many shitheads who flame me and do nasty stuff to me on the internet that they've taken those opportunities away, but I'm still here. With 0 opportunities of like that, I'm still here because of you guys, you know? That's pretty damned awesome. So thank you for that. Thank you for the ongoing support. Thank you for allowing me to be, a content creator that does what he loves and it doesn't have to worry about being beholden to sponsors and ad revenue and any of that shit anymore. You know what I mean? That's amazing. Thank you for that positivity. Okay? All right, guys. I guess that's it for what I had to talk about on the pre-stream. Now, remember, of course, today we're trying to hit the tips goals. So, obviously, if you're going to contribute today and you can tip, please do. But I'm still very, very grateful for any other contributions. You know, we are trying to hit a subs goal this month, and we still got a ways to go with that. But as always, please know that contributions are not mandatory on my streams. You are not required or expected to contribute in any way, shape, or form. I'm happy to just hang out with you guys, okay? All right? Give me 1 second here, because I got a friggin' hangnail again. I just want to take care of that before we get into the shoutouts and I get fucking distracted. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Ugh. Okay. All right, so it's time for shoutouts. It's not really a hangnail. What is this, a catch in my nail? I hate this. You get a catch in your nail, and next thing you know, it's catching on your clothes, it's catching on the couch. It's fucking annoying. Anyway, there's nothing to do with anything. Let's get to shoutouts. So today's first contribution came in from Alexander Rossi, who did a 65-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Alexander, for the cheer. Let's get you on the leaderboard and let's see what you had to say here. Okay, so Alexander says the following. Call of Duty World War II is actually going to be one of June's free-to-play on PS Plus games. Do you have any desire to go back to it like you did with Modern Warfare Remastered when they made that free on PS Plus? In reality, I would actually say that it was Call of Duty World War II that was the last Call of Duty game that I actually enjoyed the multiplayer and played it a bit. If you remember, they had the big war maps where it was multi-stages of conquesting this map, you know, and it was big party against big party. There were choke points that were fun to kind of, you know, take advantage of. Now, the thing is, Call of Duty World War II did not have good connections online. I've been saying this for years. I feel that they're using the same exact netcode for every Call of Duty game because they're all terrible. The hit detection seems shitty, you know. Why is it you run up to a guy, you pull your gun, you fire 3 times, you instantly die, you watch the kill cam on their cam, they shot you first. What? And every game is like this now, you know? And in particular, I remember when Call of Duty World War II first came out, there were some things that were really overpowered. There was a napalm shotgun or something crazy like that. And then eventually they rebalanced the game, and I actually liked it for a while. I was playing it pretty consistently as a multiplayer game, you know, week after week. And then after a while, they patched it again, and I hated it. I was like, it just feels like the game is shit now. So I stopped playing it, and honestly, I don't know what was the state of it when it ended. You know, when finally the next game came out, which wasn't in Black Ops. When Black Ops 4, whatever the fuck it was, came out, what was the state of Call of Duty World War II? Was it really bad at the end, or did they fix it or whatever? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Let's. What I would say is this: it's going to be free to play. I already own it. You know, I just re-download it and play it whenever I want. Obviously, if it's the free to play game for June, that means you're going to have a lot of people who are going to be jumping on the game to play it in the month of June. Just like with Modern Warfare Remastered, for that whole month, everyone played the hell out of the game. And so it made sense for me to download it and play it then because it was very popular during that time frame. And then after about a month, it really died out and no one really cared anymore. So if you guys would like to see some multiplayer streams late nights once a week of me going back into Call of Duty World War II, I would not be against that. But just so everyone knows, if I play it and I really don't like it, I'm not committing to playing it long term or anything. You know, maybe I'll do one session as a test to see how it holds up now. And if I hate it, you know, that's it for that. I'm not going to waste any more time playing it again, you see. But let's see. I would say it's a definitely interesting suggestion, and it's something that, yes, I would consider for June. Once it hits free for PS Plus, I would, you know, maybe do a session and see how it goes. You know, keep in mind, I don't do any multiplayer stuff right now. If you think about it, I'm not doing any multiplayer gameplay. So, yeah, that would be some good variety. Maybe once a week, I check it out, okay? All right, an anonymous cheerer did a 60-bit cheer. Thank you to that anonymous cheerer. I appreciate that. Last Rambo cheer. He says, since August is empty and you will not play Xenoblade now because you're going to start Fire Emblem, why not play it at that month? You consider that as a redemption run. Also, Wonderful 101 came out, and you unfairly dismissed it back then because it looked bad when you consider it. We already addressed Wonderful 101. That's going to be more on you guys to see if you want to see it or not. I don't know anything about the game. So if you're interested, maybe that's something for June. As for Xenoblade Chronicles, listen, I've said that it's not something I wouldn't consider doing because I feel that if I did it now as an interactive playthrough with you guys, it would actually be way more popular and way more viable as a streaming game than it was as an offline playthrough way back when I played it on the Wii. All right? But from what I've heard, Fire Emblem is quite long. So if we're starting it this week and we play it all of June, all of July, and we're just starting to finish it up in August, okay? Then what would the next RPG be? I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities. There's been desire to see me go back and play retro games recently, like go back and maybe replay Chrono Trigger, and definitely I would consider that. There's been some desire to see me play Lost Odyssey for years and years and years. People have said, when are you going to play it? Yeah, I have it on Xbox One. That's a possibility. There's a lot of possibilities for RPGs. I don't know if Xenoblade Chronicles in 2 to 3 months is going to be a game anyone really is asking for anymore. You see what I mean? Like, this is what happens. These games come out, remasters, remakes, re-releases. Oh, it's hot. Play it now. Well, I'm not playing it now. I'm doing something else you guys wanted first. Then 3 months later, all right, you guys want to see Xenoblade Chronicles? What's Xenoblade Chronicles? Never heard of it. Screw that. Do something else. This happens all the time. You know, right now. And here you go. Mr. Bapavera said, what about old school Final Fantasy VII, which I said I wanted to play this year, right? Play through the original game to actually see how it stacks up to the remake. That's a really good idea, too. That's something that I'm interested in doing. See? So let's see what happens. We got Fire Emblem now. Let's see what happens and go from there. There's no reason in the end of May to be planning what I'm going to be doing in August. You know, between now and August, aliens could land, and then, you know, the whole world changes. You know? So who knows? Okay, then. Continuing on. Randy O. Butternub tipped me $10 to get the tipping started today. He says, a few of the beaches are open now in New Jersey, but you're required to wear a mask, and it defeats the purpose of going. Does it? Does wearing a mask defeat the purpose of hitting the beach? See, I don't know. Like, for me, being able to get out and do stuff is fun. You know what I mean? Like, being crammed at home for 2 months and just being able to go out and do stuff is probably very relieving for a lot of people. But at the same time, the way that the mask works, which a lot of people don't know, is that it stops moisture in your mouth from leaving your mouth and infecting other people. If a mask becomes wet or damp, okay, it basically doesn't do anything. And that's why they even say when you're wearing a mask, when you're out and about during this pandemic, you have to make sure that the mask is dry, and you have to make sure that that mask, basically you have to change your mask out after like an hour to 2 hours. And I know a lot of people don't even do that or know that. But the recommendation is if you're wearing a mask, you're supposed to be changing it out. You're not supposed to just wear it all day. If you're wearing a mask all day, it's not even effective by the end of the day because it has moisture, so much moisture on it, it doesn't really stop anything anymore. Okay? At least this is what I've seen online from reading articles from scientists. Okay? That's what it says. It's supposed to stop transfer of moisture. And if it's wet, you can't stop the transfer of moisture, and therefore it's completely ineffective. So if you're taking a mask to the beach and it gets wet, it doesn't do anything. So I don't know. You know, in reality, you're taking a risk no matter what. You're taking a risk by just going out of your house. You're taking a risk by going to a store. You're taking a risk by going to the beach. You're taking, it's all a risk. And I guess what it is an assessment of risk. I'll be honest. This is my opinion. This is my opinion, not a fact. My opinion is that a lot of this whole mask thing, at this point, at this point of the pandemic where the thing's already widespread and everywhere, I think it's more of a placebo effect than anything else. Do you know what that means? You know what a placebo effect is? Well, a placebo is something that seems like it's a medical treatment for something, but it's not. Okay? If you're given a placebo pill, all right, what that means is that it doesn't really do anything. But it's hilarious because there's actually been studies where people take a placebo pill. Here, this pill will help you with something. And then the person gets better. And a lot of times, it's about mindset. It's true. Your mindset can actually make your body healthy. Don't ask me how, but this has been proven. There's been studies about it, okay? And I almost think, by the way, no, this is ridiculous. Look at the idiots in the stream chat. COVID is a scam. You're a fucking asshole and a moron. No one's saying that. And I'm not saying that masks don't stop the transfer of the disease. It does. It's been scientifically proven that, it'll stop droplets from transferring, okay? But I think by having these giant requirements that everyone has a mask on, it's more of a feeling of it's safe to have a normal life. Even though it's not normal to wear the mask, people, I think, kind of won't panic if they feel that there's more people around them wearing the mask, because that means, well, that person, if they're wearing the mask, they're doing due diligence, they're probably washing their hands a lot, they're probably not coughing everywhere, they're probably being safe. You see what I mean? Maybe that's part of what it is. That's my take, and I could be completely wrong, and that's okay if you disagree with me. There's no factual evidence of any of this. I'm just thinking, at this point, why would you require people to wear masks to the beach when a mask is ineffective when it gets moist, and if you're near the water, it's moist 100% of the time, right? Then it doesn't make sense. Why are you wearing the mask? Because it's more of a thing, where people feel better if everyone's wearing it, right? So I don't know. I could be completely wrong, and that's okay if you disagree with me, and that's okay. Hilarious that idiots in the stream chat. Factually scientific. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Stop whining like a bitch. Jesus. It's a quick quip about what I feel, that I really do feel that the whole requiring masks everywhere, yes, it has a medical purpose in certain situations, which is good, but at the same time, it serves a different kind of purpose. That is for the common good, right? And if you can't even think outside of your little narrow fucking box of existence to think that there may be something else going on behind the scenes, then if you can't be a free thinker, I just don't know what to tell you. For me personally, I ain't going to no fucking beach. Hell no. I'm not going to anywhere where there's crowds. I'm not, I said to my wife, listen, more than likely what's going to happen in the month of June, they're going to start doing the scaled opening of stuff in our state. All right? But do not expect that things are going to be normal. What's going to end up happening is all these fucking people who can't stand being at home are going to rush to every goddamn store and every restaurant. There's going to be lines out the door on every fucking business because people are going to be like, I need to go shop. I need to go eat at a restaurant. And you're going to see this craziness, right? Like, it's going to be way more safe for us to continue doing what we're doing, ordering for food for home delivery on our days off, and just only going out for grocery shopping and things for a while, until eventually things get back to normal, which will happen, but it's just going to take a while. Because eventually you're going to see the crazies running out there to go, oh my God, I got to go to fucking Best Buy. It's the first time I've been at Best Buy in 2-3 months. It's my God-given entitled American right to go to Best Buy. And the store will be packed. I know people are stir crazy, but it's kind of absolutely ridiculous how things happen, So I guess we'll see what happens, Anyway, let's continue. Babadook B resubscribed for 3 months in a row. Thank you, Babadook B. The Babadook. That was a scary movie. I actually legitimately was creeped out by the Babadook the first time I saw the movie. Thank you for the three months of support. I appreciate that. Continuing on, Happy Jasper tipped me $4.20. Says, good luck with the Vestry. Bring on 200. Holy shit. Now, that would be insane. I never thought we would hit 100. Can you imagine if we went to 200? Yowzers. I mean, at that point, I don't even know if you could even say that anything isn't possible. Because I would not expect that. But like I said, I fully expect it's probably going to end relatively shortly after the 100 Vest streak if we hit that today. So, continuing on. Spartan King cheered. He says, my bet is that everyone is going to be fighting to be the one to hit the Vest streak tonight. I wouldn't be surprised to see a $100 tip before the stream even starts. I doubt that, Spartan King. I really doubt that. I'm serious. I don't see that happening. But again, maybe I've always in my life been more of a skeptical cynic. I always have been. As I get older, I'm changing a little bit, but maybe I really don't foresee that. I think it'll be like a normal stream, and we'll see what happens. Tengi Asian Aioli cheered and said, I'm kind of new to your stream. When you mentioned spending time with your family, who are you talking about? Keep up the great work. I'm talking about my wife and my cat. Right? My wife and my pet cat. Cat and Jasper. That's what I'm talking about. Why? Who do you... My extended family, there's 17 people who live in my house. I just don't talk about them. You know, there's cousin Jeb and Uncle Rich and, you know, oh my God, my godfather and his family live here too. And then there's the people who I rent to. And then, you know, there's a regular 37 or 38 people in my house. No, it's my family, my direct family. What do they call that? The nuclear family? Yes, there you go. The nuclear family. That's correct. Spartan King did a 100-bit cheer. And by the way, Spartan King, I apologize. You're the biggest cheer of the day. I didn't put you up on the leaderboard. Oops. Yeah, Spartan King had done a 100-bit cheer. My fault. He's the biggest cheer of the day right now. So he did a cheer. He says, 90-degree weather here in my state. Beautiful holiday weather. Bought some Nathan's hot dogs for later to toss on the grill. Going for early week cheerleader. Oh, cool. Well, first of all, yeah, today's traditionally a day when people grill out. If you have a grill at home, awesome, grill out. I love Nathan's hot dogs, by the way. Nathan's hot dogs are incredibly tasty. I don't know what the hell they put in them. Some kind of seasoning or whatever. They're fucking good, dude. All right. So there you go. Spartan. Oh, I just read this. Anyway, enjoy your cookout. I should say that. Enjoy your Nathan's hot dog because they're crazy good. I love Nathan's hot dogs. You know what I miss? Nathan's used to actually have a fast food chain where you could get their hot dogs fresh. They had like crinkle cut fries. They had all kinds of stuff. Corn dogs. They were really good. A really good fast food chain, and I miss them. I thought they used to be outstanding, but they don't have it anymore. Anyway, Guitar Player 1939 has gifted 2 subs this morning. One to Gauta MK89 and one to Twix Deluxe. Oh man, Twix are good. Thank you for the support, Guitar Player. It's good to see you today. The Green Giant tipped me $1 and says, I know there hasn't been any games this year so far that would be best game of 2020. I feel Ghost of Tsushima could be that game, but let's just hope it turns out good. Yeah, you know, the major releases that have come out this year have been kind of lackluster. You know, just going down the line, you had Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It was a decent RPG, but very grindy and repetitive and not amazing. You know, some of the games that everyone expected were going to be insane AAA releases, you know, like Doom Eternal. Nah, I actually like Doom 2016 better. You know, Resident Evil 3, it's good, but not as good as Resident Evil 2 was. You see, it's how the whole year's kind of been like this so far, and we're almost 6 months into it. You know, that's, you know, oh man, I honestly wish there was more going on in the realm of gaming, but it hasn't been great in my opinion. It hasn't been a great year. We'll see what else happens for the rest of the year here. I agree with you, Green Giant. Let's see how Ghost of Tsushima comes out. I don't know how it's going to be. You know, something very different. You know, Sucker Punch hasn't done anything like this, so I guess we'll see how this game turns out. Donald Trump to me $2. And visually says a bunch of insulting stuff. He calls me the king of late. He says, why are you getting at Twitter for not being able to manage 1 billion people when you can barely hold an honest poll on your forum? I don't even think this is pertinent to anything. This is trying to be insulting and trying to derail the stream. And I'm going to pay attention to his negativity. You know. And of course, then he has to use the name Donald Trump too. It's like every clout-chasing, stupid thing you can say. Let's call him an insult. Let's say he can't do stuff. Let's say criticizing Twitter's wrong. And also use a political name as the name of the tipper. It's like 4 things against you because you're an idiot. So thanks for the $2 tip, you stupid idiot. Philly tipped me $1 and says, what would you say to my girlfriend who won't play the DSP drinking game with me? A shot every time you say behind the scenes, and down your drink every time I blame a bad connection in a multiplayer game. Well, first of all, do not watch me play Street Fighter, then you'll be dead within minutes. But behind the scenes, I guess this is a new meme that I say this a lot or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, thanks for the dollar tip. Golden Nobles just tipped me $11 to become the top tipper of the day. Thank you, Golden Nobles. He says, SpongeBob Rehydrated, Game of the Year. Who knows? You know, it's going to be a game that is remade as a modern game. We're going to see how it turns out at the end of June. And I'm excited for it because so many people over the years asked me to play this game. And I always said, I don't know. And then finally, this new one's announced. Okay, now's my opportunity to check it out. So I'm excited for this. Nihilistic Goldfish gifted a subscription to Lumix. Lumix. Congratulations, Lumix. On the gifted sub. And thank you, Nihilistic Goldfish, for the gifted sub. All right, let's give a shout out to the top cheers of the week, which is like 4 or 5 people because the week just reset. We got Loads of Protein. Loads of Protein? I didn't even see that. Oh, I missed a shout out. Loads of Protein did a 50-bit cheer and said it's Timbo Slice's birthday today. Well, congratulations to Timbo Slice 89. Happy birthday. I missed that cheer. I feel bad, Loads of Protein. All right, so Loads of Protein, whose name I just said about 17 times, is tied with the last Rambo for 4th place for top cheerer. Alexander Rossi is in 3rd. Tangy Agent Stylioli is in 2nd, and Spartan King is currently the top cheerer of the week. Thank you, guys. And, of course, this morning, Nihilistic Goldfish gifted a single sub, and Guitar Player gifted 2. So thank you guys for getting the gifted sub started this week. Let's take a short break, everyone. I got to use the restroom. When I come back in a couple minutes here, a few minutes, like 5 minutes, it'll be Minecraft, where we're going to chill. We're going to have fun. I'm going to invite Papa Vera. We're going to get started on continuing with the mob grinder. I have to see if I have all the components that I need. Now, I say the mob grinder. Oh, my God. It's the villager spawner, and I keep calling it a mob grinder. I really got this mob grinder on my mind because we never finished it, I guess. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you, and I shall return shortly with Minecraft. I'll see you in just a couple seconds. A couple minutes. Sorry.